The present leadership of the province of Davao del Norte is a staunch ally of the national government in empowering the poor and marginalized, in fueling the economy, and in pushing for improved transparency and accountability in governance. Governor Edwin I. Hubahib's Kuya Gob development agenda is consistent with the national government's long-term vision for attaining a more inclusive growth, a high-trust and resilient society, and a globally competitive knowledge economy. The 7-point strategy stands for knowledge management, education and sports, universal health and social services, yield growth in agriculture and environmental sustainability, adequate infrastructure and facilities, greater livelihood and income opportunities, operational peace and development, and broad-based economic growth and investments. Good governance provides the overarching framework that binds this agenda together. Recognizing the provincial leadership's quest to improve service delivery, the national government conferred the highly coveted 2019 Seal of Good Local Governance to the province. Since day one, Governor Hubahib, who is fondly called Kuya Gob by his constituents, regularly visited the barangays, especially the far-flung villages, to keep abreast with the issues and concerns affecting the people. He also strengthened the e-governance program to speed up and cut down the cost of transactions and improve basic services. Last year, some 29,838 patients benefited from Kuya Gob's Zero Billing Program, covering 28.5 million pesos worth of medical expenses in 3 provincial hospitals. The province also became a model in addressing the pandemic with its over 70 million pesos COVID-19 response fund, its pioneering COVID-19 contact tracing system, and its 3 waves of aid distribution worth around 500 million pesos to over 371,000 households and frontliners. To intensify medical services, more infirmaries are now being built in 5 LGUs of the province. To prevent food crisis during the pandemic, Kuya Gob launched the forward-looking Davnor Kaagapay program or Kausa sa Agrikultura ug Panginabuhian sa Barangay, mobilizing the Davnor families to engage in vegetable and livestock production. The province buys and markets the produce of Kaagapay families to boost their income. Now, Kuya Gob took Kaagapay program a notch higher by partnering with Dole's Tupad program in providing employment and intensifying environmental protection. The governor also initiated the rice buying program that provided higher farm gate prices to farmers and protect them from unscrupulous traders. Aside from initiating close to billion pesos worth of infrastructures, Kuya Gob completed the stalled big-ticket projects amounting to over 1.5 billion pesos funded by the national government and financing institutions. The dredging of rivers and tributaries and the rehabilitation of main earth canals under Kuya Gob's Oplan Canal program have proven effective in solving the decades-old massive annual flooding in the province. Together with other livelihood trainings, the province facilitated trainings on Musa fabric making to provide income opportunities to indigenous and Muslim women and persons deprived of liberty. Who would have thought that the waste materials from the vast banana plantations of the province are now being turned into fashionable clothing, bags, and other products that are starting to penetrate the international market? In pursuit of President Duterte's EO70, Kuya Gob created the Task Force Davao del Norte to end local communist armed conflict. Also few days into his assumption to office, he immediately launched the Oplan Tabang o Tapok sa Barangay alang sa mga nanginahanglan ug Galisud outreach program to intensify and harmonize the delivery of basic services to geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas together with national agencies, the army, police, and non-government organizations. Over 7,000 beneficiaries were served in the far-flung areas of the municipalities and the cities of the province before the pandemic hit us. After some restrictions were eased this year, the province successfully held 3 series of Davnor Adlaw sa Kalinaw information and service caravan, benefiting over 4,000 indigenous people in over 20 far-flung sitios of Talaingod. The tribal leaders vowed to protect their communities and drive the communist terrorists away. One crowning glory of the Hubahib administration is facilitating the needs of the IPs in Sitio Tapayanon, who were deprived of the government services for about 100 years. To minimize government expenses and make it easier to bring services to their very isolated community, over 150 tribal households were relocated to the more accessible Sitio Mondol, where Kuya Gob offered his personal money to build them decent homes. Over 100 tribal houses each were turned over into Sitio Mesolong and Sitio Gatong, while hundreds more are being built in the Atamanobo villages of Sitio Nasilaban and Sitio Tibukag, which are reserved for the IPs still being holed up in UCC Piharan. Additional hundreds of tribal houses are yet underway in the distant IP villages of Asuncion, Kapalong, New Corelia, and San Isidro. The province is looking forward to the impact of multi-million projects funded by the Barangay Development Program starting this year, which include roads, post-harvest facilities, electrification, provision of street lights, and other projects to solve the insurgency problem. The province further built the Balay Panaghiusa halfway house to facilitate the secure return of former rebels to the mainstream of society, while the recently launched Balay Silangan is designed to reform drug offenders and make them productive members of their communities again. The provincial government likewise accommodated 6 families or 19 individuals that availed the government's Balik Probinsya, Bagong Pag-asa program or BP2. The province provided technical and administrative support in close coordination with the National Housing Authority and other national agencies. Despite the setbacks, we sustained our lead as among the most progressive provinces in the region. Davao del Norte was declared as the 2020 second most competitive province in the country and the first place overall most competitive province in the Davao region. We also bested other provinces in the country in winning the Most Business-Friendly Local Government Unit Award provincial level in 2019, while securing the top 10 finalist in the 2020 Most Business-Friendly Province given by the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated. Some 25 priority tourism sites were further identified to receive financial assistance under the Davao del Norte Sustainable Tourism Development Program with a funding of 200 million pesos. These are just some of accomplishments that show Davao del Norte's commitment in attaining authentic change and making the life of every Dabaonon better under the banner of One Davnor, One Team.